Quincy Assistant Police Chief and retired Tallahassee Police Captain. Everybody give it together for Glenn South.
Let's clap it up. All right. Everybody's happy to be here today for this Mr. Lyles' grand opening. Mr. Lyles and myself are longtime great friends. Mr. Lyles and I met way back in 1987. We were both working for the state, and we were both what they call peons, working for the state. A peon, y'all must not know what a peon is, that's kind of a joke. But we were nobodies. We were data entry input technicians, Mr. Lyles and I. And we had never met, we became great friends, and we've since been lifelong friends. Mr. Lyles worked in the prison system for 25 years or so, plus or minus, and I worked on the police side. But we both, one thing about us, we both motivate one another. And when Mr. Lyles told me that he and his wife and his associates were opening, Mr. O'Neill back there, were opening a new facility, I wanted to know if there was anything I could do to come and offer my support to him. So I just wanted to come and share a few words of motivation. Real quick about myself, I'm the Assistant Chief of Police over in Quincy right now. I retired from the Tallahassee Police Department here in Tallahassee as a captain or patrol commander. And that's a relatively high position with TPD. But you know, all that stuff's really not important. What's important is overcoming adversity, never quitting, and sticking with it. That's what's really important. A little bit about my life. You know, today I live out in Golden Eagle in northeast Tallahassee. You know, have a Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, you know, expensive Swiss watches, Omega watches, and this sort of things. You know, I've got a son that's about to start medical school at the University of Florida. But my life didn't start off like that. I was raised over in Quincy, and my mother, a single woman, raised 7 children, myself and 6 other children, because my father, who had abandoned our family when I was 3, was in prison. But my mother did a great job in instilling the values of determination and education and never quitting in us. And so with that, I give my mother the credit for me being where I'm at today. But you know, we're all going to have moments in our lives when we got to decide, do I quit or do I continue on? Because we all say we want to be great. Everybody wants to be great. That's what we say. But how bad do you really want to be great? How bad do you really want to lose those 50 pounds? How bad do you really want that promotion? You know, we all want to be a big baller and have the big Benz and the Lexus and the big house and pocket full of money. But how hungry are you really? How hungry are you really? Or are you just talking a good game? You know, there was a young man, and some of you may have heard this story already. There was a young man about 21 years old, and he wanted to be a rapper. You know, he knew all of Jay-Z's songs and Kanye's songs and Common and all the top acts. He knew all their works, and he felt like he had great talent. So he decided he wanted to be great, so he went to talk to a guru. And this man was a producer, kind of like Quincy Jones. So the young man, 21, went into the guru's office, and he told the guru, he said, you know, I want to be great. I want to make a lot of money. Matter of fact, I want to be on your level. So the guru told him, he just sat back in his chair real calmly and said, if you want to be great, make a lot of money, and be on my level, he said, do this. He said, meet me tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. at the beach. Young man, 21 years old, from the inner city project, you know, he's thinking, at the beach, man, I don't want to learn how to swim. I want to make money. But nonetheless, the young man said, I'll be there. So tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., the young man shows up at the beach. He's got on a dress shirt and a necktie. The old guru is there, 4 o'clock in the morning at the beach. The guru sees them, they walk and they approach one another. The guru said, if you really want to be successful and you're serious about it, he said, follow me. And he reached out and grabbed the young man's hand. And they walked out into the water. And they walked out into the water until the water was about up to their navel or their waist. And it's dark, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. The young man, he's nervous. And the guru stopped and looked at him and said, I thought you said you wanted to be on my level. You want to make a lot of money and be great and famous. The young man said, I do. He said, well, let's go a little bit farther. So this time they walk out some more until the water comes right up to their chin, both of their chin. And right now the young man is flat out scared. And the young man is about ready to start back in for the shore, and the guru turns and looks at him and said, "Are you serious? How hungry are you? How bad do you really want to be successful?" And the young man thought about it and he stopped. And at that moment, the guru grabbed the young man and pushed him under the water and was holding him under the water. And this was just unexpectedly. And the young man was punching and trying to get her loose, but the old man was strong. And the old man held him under the water almost until the young man went unconscious. He was almost trying to drown the young man. And just when the young man was about to go unconscious, the guru let him go. And the young man jumped up. And as soon as he came up, he was gasping for air, and he ran and swam back to the shore. And when he got to the shore, he collapsed and almost fainted. And he was gasping for air and spitting up salt water. And about this time, the old guru came and walked up, real calm and real slow. And the young man is choking and spitting out seawater. And the guru knelt down next to him and said, "When I held you under the water, what did you want to do?" And what do you think he wanted to do at that moment? Breathe. And the young man said, "I wanted to breathe." And the guru said, "When you want to be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be on my level." That's how bad you got to want to be successful. Whatever your goal is you're trying to accomplish, graduate from college, buy a house, become a professional, lose 50 pounds. You know, in the last year, I lost about 45 pounds in the last year. I had a very busy year the last year. I wrote a book. I lost 40 pounds. I started a motivational speaking company. I built a website. I made new friends, O'Neill, and some of the other associates at SAT. You know, I've traveled some and spoke, made a little profit at this little craft. So how bad do you really want to be successful? Let me give you the secret, the one secret that separates the professionals from the wannabes. The one secret that you need to do in order to be successful, and that's this: take action. You got to take some action. You got to stop talking about it, and you got to be about it. You got to do it. You got to step out. You got to come to the gym. You got to do what you're doing right now, being in a positive atmosphere with other like-minded people who are trying to do the same thing that you do, because iron sharpens iron. So being around positive people is going to get you where you're trying to go instead of being around toxic people. See, we have toxic relationships in life, and you don't know what toxic means? It's poison. And if you've got toxic people in your life, guess what? You need to get rid of them. Get rid of the toxic people. Stop going to the toxic places. Stop eating the toxic food. And Mr. O'Neill can teach you about healthy, low-fat food to make you live to be 100 and look like he is. And I think he wants to live to be 150. And I think he's on his way. I think he's serious about it. Guys, you can't quit. Look, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. But also remember this: be prepared for the haters. Let me repeat that. I want to be redundant about that. Be prepared for the haters. Everybody don't want to see you succeed. Misery loves company. You're going to have to get some new friends. When you do succeed and get your own company, some of your people you thought were your friends, they're going to be talking about you. They're going to be Facebooking you, and it ain't going to all be positive. Don't think everybody thinks you can succeed, because some people think it can't be done. And I'll share, and it can be done. You can have whatever you want. If you believe it, you feel it. The Bible says that as a man or a woman thinks in his or her heart, so is he or she. So in regard, it don't matter what they call you, it's what you answer to. It don't matter what other people call you. The only thing that matters is what you answer to. As you think, that's what you are. I'll share this last poem with you, and then I'll turn it back over to Mr. Lyles. And this poem is called It Couldn't Be Done. Okay? And a lot of people are they give up too quick. They don't have that intestinal fortitude like Mr. Lyles to start one business, retire from one government job, and then expand into this beautiful facility. Beautiful. I would not have missed being here today to support him. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one that wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, oh, you'll never do that, or at least no one ever has done it. But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quitting, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. I really like this part. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. But you're going to have to get used to this. You're going to have to go to exhaustion. There's a difference between working out and being a little uncomfortable and working out until exhaustion. That's the difference between the pros and the Joes. You see, the pros don't take days off. They work out every day. Whatever you consider yourself to be a pro at, motivational speaker, business owner, college student, okay, the pros don't take a day off. But people who are just kind of interested, they take days upon days off. So are you committed? Are you sold out? Or are you just kind of interested? See, Mr. Lyles got clients, he's seen them over the years, and he probably could almost tell the first day they come whether or not they're sold out, committed, or just kind of interested. You got to determine that. Are you 100% committed to success, to being great, or are you just kind of interested in it? See, if you're committed, you work out to exhaustion. What's exhaustion? You can't do another push-up. What's exhaustion? You can't do another sprint. Okay? Mr. O'Neill, he'll tell you when you're exhausted. Okay? And I guarantee you, when he tells you you're exhausted, you will be exhausted. There's a difference between being a little uncomfortable and exhausted. The professionals work out to exhaustion. But you see, it's easier to buy the ticket and go to the game than it is to be the athlete, man or woman, playing in the game. Anybody can buy the ticket and go to the game. But very few are going to be at the game to raise the trophy to say, I won. That's the difference. But greatness is within every one of us. It's within every one of us. But you just have to believe it. Then you have to start becoming accountable for your time, your actions, and how you spend your money. Because we waste too much time, texting, watching silly TV shows that don't do anything for us but make other stupid people rich, eating the wrong kinds of food, spending our money. What do we spend our money on? I'll guarantee you probably 90% of the people in here right now don't have a written budget. A written budget. That is, whatever you make a month, whether it's $1,500, $20,000 a month, ask yourself, you don't have to raise your hand, do you have a written budget? You see, the people who become rich and wealthy and financially secure, they have a written budget. They can tell you where their money is going. We all got money. We might not have the same money, but, like, I ain't got Mr. Lyles' money. My money funny. But Mr. Lyles got that long money, old dollar bill. But we all have a certain amount of money. You need a budget. This is why you write things down. I won't even charge you extra for this right here. Listen, the dullest pencil has a better memory than the sharpest mind. I'm going to say that again, be redundant. The dullest pencil has a better memory than the sharpest mind. Write it down. Sometimes you forget things. You just got a lot on your mind. You're not getting Alzheimer's. You just got too much on your mind. Short-term memory, where to put my keys, write it down. Listen, it's been a pleasure being here today. I've got some business cards over here. My alter ego, I'm the Afro-Popo. Afro due to my ethnicity, obviously, from Africa, and Popo because I'm a black cop and have been for the past 28 years. So it's been a pleasure. Thank y'all for your attention.